potatoes. It is very good starting cash when you first start off in RuneScape. Not only can it bring in 300k an hour, but it is also a free-to-play and a pay-to-play method. Right here is a map from Lumbridge up north past the cows on the east side, which will take you straight to the potatoes. I want everyone to know that this is the very first method that when you start off in RuneScape you can do. This can easily make you well over 300k an hour, and this can be good starting cash if you're starting the game. I wouldn't say that this is going to pay for your membership, but this will definitely give you money to up your skills for later on in game. Our next method is gold ore in the living rock caverns. A lot of people don't really do this method because it's probably a huge waste of time to them, but to me, I gave it a shot and it was well over 400k an hour without a familiar and over 800k with a familiar. Just watch out for the living rock creatures though. On this method, all you really want to do is just pick up the gold ore, and since JaGeX made it to where you can take all, man, this method is a killer right now. I would definitely do this if you need money. Our next method is limp wart roots. It is a beginner method, and definitely it's a free to play and pay to play method. The only things that you really need is 20 dungeoneering, a good combat level, and a brass key, which you can buy off the Grand Exchange for around 1k. Not only can this method make you well over 450k an hour, it's very good for starting cash for free to play and pay to play. Here's a very useful map to get you from the beginning of Varrock to the Grand Exchange and maybe all the way to the dungeon. Now, when you go down into the dungeon, you will need your brass key on you, and you will have to use it on the door just to enter. After that, climb on down, run over here to the dungeon, go inside, and there'll be 4 spawns that you can pick up. After you pick up 4, all you have to do is hop worlds or click on your friends list and just basically hop to your friend and keep doing that until you got a full inventory and then bank. Easy as cake. Our next method is Mort Meyer Fungus. It is an average method for pay-to-play players only. The requirements and items are as followed: a good prayer level, silver sickle, priest in the peril done, a fairy tale part 2 cure a queen partially done, and prayer potions and familiar pouches if you want to pass 1 mil an hour. Here's a very useful map that shows you where the bank is, and where X marks the spot is where we will be heading. I'm sorry if I can't actually pronounce this word, but Canifis Bank is where we will be starting out at. I also have a prayer pot, a summoning familiar, and my silver sickle in my inventory, and we're ready to go, and we'll be heading southeast to the gate to enter, and that is where we'll be heading. Up next is Zamrock Wine. It is a beginner method for free to play and pay to play. The requirements and items needed are Staff of Air, Law Runes, level 33 Magic, and 37 Prayer. You can make well over 1 mil an hour here, but understand that most of the worlds are probably going to be crowded, and not only that, JaGeX recently added an update to where once you take the wine off the table, the monks around will actually attack you, so keep an eye out for that. Here is a map showing you where Falador Lodestone is, all the way up to the Captured Temple to where you will be still. When I was recording this clip with the Zamrock Wine, I wanted everyone to understand that this method is very competitive for free-to-play players and pay-to-play players. Now, a lot of people will use this method to make money and obviously pay for their membership. It doesn't take that long to make a lot of money doing this. Now, there's always usually going to be someone in the world like there is right here. I stole 1 wine from him and took off. He didn't say 1 word. Thank God I didn't feel like getting in an argument with him. But understand this is a very competitive way to make money, and there's usually always going to be someone hopping into your world. Our next method is Blue Dragon Skills. It is for beginners and advanced players, and for pay-to-play players. The requirements and items are as follows: 70 agility, 60 dungeoneering, and 67 summoning. These are the requirements to make well over 1 mil an hour. Now, if you do not have these requirements, don't worry. You really only need the Dusty Key, and you can easily make well over 500k an hour without having the dungeoneering or the summoning. It's just going to be less money if you're fine with that. This next clip I'm going to show you is basically how to get the Dusty Key. Now, I have it on 3 times, but if anyone really has any questions, just comment down below. Um, it's very easy to follow this. All you're doing is run into the Taverley dungeon, and you're going to run north to the gates, and then you're going to start going east, and you're going to go down south all the way, and then you're going to go southeast into this room where a whole bunch of black knights are. Once you get down there, you're going to start going east, about northeast almost, but I'm pretty sure it's east, and you're going to see a jailer. Now kill him, pick up his key, open up the door to your right, talk to the guy in there, and he will actually say you want to go on an adventure or something. Say yeah, and he'll give you the dusty key, and there you go. Now you can actually explore the Taverley dungeon over here and actually probably do more than kill blue dragons when you remember. Hint, hint, there's black dragons down here. And here is an actual map from the Taverley Lodestone over to the Taverley dungeon. Now, if you couldn't follow my clip, here's an actual path to go through. Basically, it is the map showing you where to go to actually get to the blue dragons, but you can also use it to get to the Black Knight's base to actually get the key also. In this very last clip, I'm going to show you guys the longest way around just to get to the blue dragons, because a lot of people that probably do this method probably do not have the 60 dungeoneering or the 70 agility. I know getting agility up is a pain unless you have the elf city unlocked, but you know, a lot of people probably don't even have their quest requirements for it, but you know, nonetheless, we're here to make money. You can stay in the first room with the blue dragons. There's a couple spawn there, but I actually go into the resource just because it's a straight circle around the blue dragons, and it says loot all a lot. So if they're like in a straight line or something, you can pick up like 2 or 3 easily by loot all. If you click on a blue dragon, just run around the rock, get the aggro off, and then get back to collecting. I did this method, and I want to say it was definitely well over 1.2 mil an hour. I think I got 1.2, 1.3 at the end when I did this. Now, I don't really do this for my money making, but this is probably one of the best collecting methods you can do in game. I would like to thank everyone who's actually made it this far in my guide. This is my first money making guide, and I'm sure I'm going to make a lot more guides here in the near future. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you guys really think about these collecting money makers, because I think they're awesome and definitely a great way to make money.